It happened one night when my parents and I were hearing noises coming from outside of our farmhouse. The best way I could describe the noises were various types of cracking and thud sounds. My dad and I met in the living room to discuss what we should do, because we were positive that there must have been people out there stealing our produce. My dad ran to his gun closet and drew his shotgun, and together we stormed outside into the night, turning on all of the lights mounted on the outside walls of the house. My dad apparently saw somebody because he started yelling "stop" as he ran to the crops. I followed him, and I too started to spot legs running underneath the crops, the legs of 2 or more people. My dad called at me to keep up with him as he chased down the thieves in the dark, approaching the woods. After running about 50 feet into the woods, my dad stopped and reached out his arm to signal for me to stop as well. As I was choking for air while out of breath, I watched my dad as he stood in place, looking around us. I swear we were standing still for like 30 seconds in silence. I didn't have the energy to ask what he was doing, but eventually I caught on. I saw what my dad was looking at. There was a person standing about 10 feet away from us, but all I could see was his face, since he was mostly covered by a bush. The sound of an October leaf crunching nearby revealed there to be another person standing only 10 feet away. As my dad and I looked around more carefully, we realized there were more than just 2 guys watching us. There were 7, or 8, or 9, or even more. My dad slowly looked back at me, and then back at the person closest to him. What made the scene so much more disturbing, we could only see the people's faces, which were partially illuminated by the moonlight. My dad took a few steps back and broke the silence by saying, "We're leaving." We both started walking backwards, noticing the people were inching closer at the same time. My dad waved the shotgun around to let them all know he was armed. When we made it past the tree line and back onto the property, we sprinted back to the house. I'd never seen my old man run so fast in his life. He slammed the door behind him and watched the windows with the gun still in his hand